All right, everybody, stoked. We're on the T8 Outdoors podcast. I got my buddy Dillon Duncan here. He's a killer he's out in Texas, but he loves to travel and just seeks game all over the country. Super pumped to have you, Dillon. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Derek.
Cool. So yeah, man. So the way I found Dylan was just creeping on Instagram, just going through hunting pages and whatnot, and every time I come across somebody in a wheelchair, I automatically click, find out what they're about and who they are and how things go. And I got Dylan's Instagram pulled up next to me. He's got a pretty cool resume, some big fish, some turkeys, and some fun Texas critters too. Um, so Dylan, we're gonna start off. This podcast kind of just runs. I kind of like to show people out there who aren't able to hunt, or no, not able, but who want to get out and hunt and just need to hear how to take that first step, the kind of logistics we need, because obviously they're different in a wheelchair. But so let's hear if you wouldn't mind sharing some of your intro story, and I'd like to hear about you, man.
Yeah. No, again, thanks for having me, Derek. I grew up in Eastern Washington, Ellensburg, Washington. The outdoors was such a big part of who I was. My brother and I were talking about it the other day. We didn't, my parents never had a whole lot growing up, but there was one thing we never went without, and that was hunting and fishing trips. And to this day, I'm so thankful for my parents for always making that happen. We were always in the woods, we were always fishing. So when I rolled my pickup in 2010, that was like I'm laying there in the hospital, and I'm like, all right, I got to figure this out. Like, this doctor's telling me I'm never going to walk again. Whatever, screw that guy. He's telling me I'm not going to be able to hunt. I'm not going to be able to fish. It's my life is different. I'm going to have to find new hobbies. And right away, my wheels just start spinning. I don't know. Got home from that stay in the hospital, and the weekend that I got home, with the help of my brother and a couple cousins and my dad, went out duck hunting, shot a few birds, and just realized immediately, like, yeah, like you said, I mean, the logistics of getting out there are changed. They change pretty quickly. So um, I don't know exactly where you want me to dive into specifically, but that was kind of a brief, brief background there. But I don't want to get too into the details if you don't want me to. But
No, man, I'm all about details. Like I said, this podcast is aimed towards that person who's on the couch thinking, where we've all been, bro, thinking life's over, that dark hole right after your injury, and how to get out there and find that peace of mind. Because that I started my hunting career, I started going out and I wanted to kill stuff. I wanted to just get animals, and like now that I'm like 13, 15 years, something like that, deep into this, dude, I just want to get in the woods. I don't care about even harvesting animals. I just it's all about clearing your head and just being at peace with the smells and the sounds. And my favorite thing is like getting in a hunting blind in the dark and watching the world wake up. Seeing that
spot
sun
on.
just crest over the horizon, and the birds start chirping, the little rabbits start coming out of the forest, and next thing you know, you see a deer come out, another deer, and you're just sitting there, and it's like that's my favorite thing. And if obviously we're out there, we want to obviously tag out, but I have a bigger tag that I'm trying to punch. So that's my goal. But yeah, I would just like to see. So let's start off with like your duck hunting, dude. How would you, all right, let's say you have the idea to go duck hunting. Who would you invite to go duck hunting with you?
Yeah, no, for sure. So, well, okay, like who would I like when I was fresh out of the hospital, or is this like kind of like from the perspective of somebody that's trying to figure it out?
Let's
Either.
yeah, let's go with either, because I'm gonna guess the majority of the people who are gonna try to listen to this podcast are gonna have some kind of help. to
Yeah,
go along with them. So like a
man, that's
parent
the
or
first thing I'd say is like you're gonna need some solid people around you, and I've been super fortunate. My brother, he's an absolute stud. If there's ever anything that I want to go do, anywhere that I want to go, he's like, there's no limitations. He'll freaking pick me up and throw me on his back and carry me in there if he has to, you know. Um, and same thing with friends, a bunch of solid friends that were always willing to do anything and everything, pick you up, carry you in. But I guess when I first started duck hunting, one of the biggest game changers was for me was getting a four wheeler that had like a higher seat, had a double seat. It was a double seat four wheeler. You have your main seat, and then it had like another seat up behind it with the back on it. That was a game changer for me duck hunting because pretty much anywhere that we duck hunted, I could drive a four wheeler into. There were times that it was like in the water, in the muck. Definitely almost got it stuck a few times, flipped it over, all that fun stuff. But
comes with the
that was a game.
territory.
What's that?
It comes with the territory when you're four wheeling.
Yeah, exactly. So you being a T8, you know how it is, right? Like you start to lose stability there, and I'm like a T1, T2, and so sitting on a four wheeler seat is fine if I have kind of have one hand to hang on and I can shoot with the other hand. But I shoot shotguns one handed now because I have to keep my left hand down for stability. So that four wheeler seat gave me the ability to go back to shooting two handed because I could pull up to where I'm going, lift myself up, just kind of slide right back up onto that second seat, and then I could sit there and have two hands on the gun again. Um, that was one of the breakthroughs I had for sure in gear and getting back out there. But you know, finding finding ways to give yourself that stability, depending on where your injury is, right? Getting the vehicle to get in there and get to where you're because let's be honest, our wheelchair get us into these, right? A lot of times I duck hunt uh, places where we can drive right up to the blind and like a side buggy or a Jeep or something like that too. So, and then
Yeah,
of course boats. Boats are huge too. Boats are a game changer for guys like us.
yeah, that's one thing I've learned um throughout, getting yourselves into different situations, different because every t type of game has a different style of logistics you're going to have to implement in order to get in the woods. Like you're not going to drive a four-wheeler right up to your I mean, well, can't say that, but if you're going, if you're trying to stay quiet, trying to say stuff like that, like if like you're deer hunting or you're elk hunting, like there's different logistics that you have to implement in order to get out there. Like I don't know, everybody here knows what I'm saying, but my brain to mouth connections, my
Yeah,
Wi-Fi is running low today.
yeah, no, for sure. There's everything you do is going to have a different set of gear, different set of equipment, and that's where like, um, I mean, hunting is expensive enough as it is, right? Like even for guys that have two perfectly good legs, like hunting's an expensive hobby. Um, and it's even more expensive for us, right? You have your inside tires, you have your mud tires, you have your four wheeler that you have to get out there. I recently got one of the Coyote Outriders. I had to buy a trailer just so that I could take it, transport it and take it places by myself, or go meet people somewhere to where you can be, right? So like there's all this gear that comes along with it, tripods and all the different little methods and of getting stable and making shots that you need. So
Yeah, that's a big thing is every hobby out there, no matter what, is gonna cost you a little penny. One thing too that like I wanna recommend is so when I first started hunting, I didn't know anybody who would help. Like I'd go out and I'd go with my uncle and my dad. But then once you start putting yourself out there, and then I started, I picked up a bow and I started going to the archery range. I started meeting people on the archery range. And then I got an Instagram and I just started chatting with people on Instagram. And next thing I know, I got a bunch of Instagram buddies inviting me to go out and hunt. XYZ, whatever game it is. And then it's all about, well, I find out that the more you put yourself out there and the more you are willing to not be a burden and be an asset instead, people are going to want to hang out with you and people are going to want to help you, like people see what we go through and they're just appreciative of the stoke, when they'll get stoked on you, like no matter like look at this guy, look what he has to go through on the daily, his living, his life's hard. Like I'd love to go out into the woods and hang out with this guy, so get like for people out there, you guys gotta put yourself out there. I mean, hunting and stuff, you're not gonna kill a critter sitting on the couch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
No.
and there's also like, dude, there's so many cool people in the hunting industry, in the hunting world that I've met, you know what I mean, who just want to hunt. They want buddies to hunt with, and then there's like all the foundations, and a lot of these people with ranches are, more than willing to help out. So just reach out,
Yeah.
be
Well,
friendly.
you mentioned something too, I think is a pretty big mindset shift, not wanting to feel like you're a burden, right? And I mean, I think we could probably translate this over to just regular life in general, right? But if you're gonna go out, if you're paraplegic, quad, and you want to get outside hunting, you want to get out hunting and fishing, you're gonna have to like get used to asking for help, right? Hey, can you lift me up there? Hey, can you grab that for me? Hey, right? And again, that comes down to the people you're with, like you said, but if you feel if you're afraid to ask for help with that stuff, like that you're gonna miss a lot of opportunities. And I don't know, I guess if we're just being real here, like if the people that you're hunting with have a problem with that, then you probably have some pretty shitty friends. Like I I don't know. Like yeah,
100%. 100%. Yeah, there definitely comes a factor of humbling yourself in the in anything in life, I guess, post injury, you know what I mean? But hunting it is what it is, you know what I mean? You're gonna have to ask, you're gonna have to find some cool people, and I can't say like how many cool people I've met and continue to meet. I mean, if you put yourself out there as well, and like you help people, you find a foundation or you find something like that, and you just become an asset to that foundation or that ranch or that person who knows, then they'll should be more than willing to help you out. Like you scratch their
yeah,
back, they're more than likely to scratch your back. Um,
absolutely.
so another thing I want to jump on here real quick. So humble yourself, ask questions, put yourself out there. What's up with with the coyote outrider, dude? I really liked it. I've been looking into one. I'm just like I want to pull the trigger, but I got other financial things I got to deal with right now. How has that been a game changer in your hunting career?
Uh I it's hard to describe, honestly. My dad and my both my parents were telling me that I needed to get one. They were pushing for it for a while. They were like, dude, you need to check this thing out. These are sweet. And I don't really know why. I think maybe just financially where I was at the time, I was like, hey, whatever, not a big deal. I'm not spending that kind of money. Whatever the reason, I kind of just brushed it off. And um, then started getting a little bit more serious about it. And then I found out that my dad, he called me up one day and he was like, hey, by the way, I put a deposit down on one, so you don't really have a choice now. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, thanks, right on, and I get it. And dude, I mean, the ability to just get out and it's not unstoppable, but I mean, I've been pushing it to its limits. I mean, I can send you some more pictures and videos, dude. The thing is, it goes anywhere. It's a blank slate. It needs a little bit of tweaking for hunting. I'm in the process of putting some gun racks and stuff and places to hold guns on it, but I'm going places that would never have gone, you know. It honestly goes more places than a four-wheeler would. Just because of how light it is, how narrow, nimble. Um, it's a pretty sweet rig. And the guys that build them in North Carolina, um, of course, I think there's some legal, I don't even know what the word is, not legal issues. Technically he has them classified as an accessibility vehicle. So he built these to where anywhere that you can legally walk, you can take them. And I've actually bumped into guys like I bumped into a game agent in Utah. I wasn't even hunting, but I just asked him about one of these roadless wilderness areas, and he was like, "Oh, well, yeah, you wouldn't be able to take that in there." And I'm thinking to myself, like, "All right, well, I'm not gonna like argue with this guy right now because I don't even have a tag, and I'm not even going in there right now." But um, anywhere that you can legally walk, you can take that thing. So it's going to give you the ability to get into wilderness areas. Um, it's a wheelchair. It's a wheelchair. It's an electric wheelchair that goes a lot further, a lot more places than the chairs we roll in every day. So,
And were you able to finance that, or was it
uh,
all the money down?
no, it's gosh, what was it? It was like a $2,000 deposit, I think, and then it was 50% 6 months before, and then the other 50% before shipping it, or something like that. So I mean, it's a chunk. Like it's a
Yeah.
chunk. It's not a small investment by any means. It's probably not probably. It is the most expensive piece of equipment that I have, when it comes to hunting and stuff. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, if you have the ability to get out there and save and put money away, or you know get rid of some other stuff that maybe is laying around, boats, whatever, like get one if you can do it. It's a game changer.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man, where it's on my mind all the time, and it's kind of getting annoying because like every time I see it, and then like I'm trying to, because I went out and bought an action track chair, and it's cool. It gets me places my regular wheelchair wouldn't, but it's extremely heavy, extremely slow, and it sucks battery like crazy. Um, but at the same time, I'm able to get out there and do my 3D archery shoots. Like out here in the West, we have
Yep.
a ton of 3D shoots, and I put that thing into some serious spots, with a couple friends' helps, and we just,
You ever flip
man.
that thing over?
Dude, I got so close. The very first time, I almost endoed and went straight on my face, and I could only imagine a 500-pound wheelchair come crashing down on top of me, man. But it's got. Other than that, I haven't come close to tipping it. But oh, dude, that was a pucker moment for sure, dude. Yeah, my butt cheeks squinched real hard on that one. But
Yeah.
so How fast does the Coyote go, and how far can it go on a charge?
So it goes 17 miles an hour. And they make them with one, two, three, or four battery packs. And I got the four battery pack version. Um, they claim that on what they call moderate throttle usage, that you can get like 100 miles per charge, which I have I have yet to even come close to that, but I'm also never using moderate throttle usage. Like if I'm like last weekend, I was out at a place at a buddy's out in West Texas. It was a big place, big ranch. It was a couple thousand acres, and every time I go somewhere, whether I'm going back from the little cabin, back out to another blind or another hillside or wherever it is, I mean, everywhere I'm going, it's a couple miles, right? And it's a couple miles over there, a couple miles back, and I think I put 40. It was the lowest I've ever run the battery. It had like one little bar left across the bottom, so I'm guessing it was probably about an eighth of a battery left. I think it's got 8 battery bars. I'd have to go look. And I think I got like 50. I want to say I got like 53 or 54 miles on a charge, and that was getting it too. Like that was pretty well just wide open. 53 miles of just had it taped, soft sand and stuff too. So it's slipping and sliding, and I'm really having to hammer down to just keep going. Um, that was the longest I've ever gotten on one charge. Like I said, I don't want to push it. Uh, it's not a light rig, it's still 260 270 pounds, I think. So, if that sucker goes dead out on the other side of the place, it's still driving, towing it back to the house or whatever. And, that would be if you're fortunate enough to have it go dead somewhere that you're, on a road like we were.
with cell service,
Yeah, with cells, exactly.
or you're screwed, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But,
same same boat
no,
with the track chair.
oh, yeah. And that thing, there's not really like a free spool mode in it either, is it?
Fastest it goes is 3 miles an hour. It
Three,
crawls.
okay.
It crawls. No matter where you go, that thing's crawling. That's
Does
why
yours have the little wheelie bar? It's like a wheelie bar with a wheel on the end of it on the back.
on the backside, yeah, and it holds my charger.
Okay.
So when I go out, sometimes I'll go out into the back country and I'm able to take it off my trailer. I could charge it overnight on a generator.
Okay.
Plug it right in the charger right there. But yeah, it's cool. So if anyone's listening to this, there's two options. There's the Action Track Chair and the Outrider Coyote that could get you guys out there. Each has its pros, each has its cons. Like I said, the Action Track Chair has been able to get me into the mountains for some 3D archery shoots that I definitely would not have been able to get out there.
Yep.
And actually working with a couple foundations in order to get more Action Track Chairs out in nature. There's a foundation out here in Southern California. We're working on getting Action Track Chairs out in the LA mountains for people in wheelchairs to cruise around and enjoy the outdoors. But if you're
That's rad.
trying, yeah, if you're trying to get like long distances and like go far and go fast, I would say that the Coyotes more than likely the route you're gonna
And
want
I
to
think
take.
they're kind of right about the same price point too, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah, they are. From what I checked is the Outrider when you get the four batteries per one battery per wheel, it's a little bit more expensive than
Mhm.
the track chair with all the and then you get your chair base price and then you're gonna have to add all your accessories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I recommend. I mean, if you have the money, yeah, go ahead and add that accessories right away. But I recommend, MacGyvering a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so I got your Instagram pulled up here on the right. Are you are you a competitive shooter? What's going on here, dude? Like,
Yeah.
let's hear the story behind your time shoots.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, man, honestly, kind of going back to right when I first got out of the hospital, started hunting again. And, I'd go out to some of the same areas that I grew up hunting with my dad and my brother out in Eastern Washington. And we'd go out and I realized pretty quick, like, man, my legs don't close the gap. Like, you're stuck in the truck or you're stuck shooting from a hillside or from a four wheeler or um closing that gap is not possible, right? And the only way I could think of to close the gap was to learn how to shoot better. And I think that's probably that not probably that is the single factor that has gotten me back to being what I would like to consider a successful hunter. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still eat plenty of tag soup, right? But I think everybody does, right? If you're an avid hunter, but um, I wanted to start being a more successful hunter, and I just realized that like the best way to do that is to shoot more, and the best way to be a better shooter is to get into competition, right? You're gonna hone, you're gonna pick up skills, you're gonna pick up tips and tricks and skills that you're never gonna come across by just going out to your back range, your back 40 and shooting by yourself all day. Going out, seeing gear that guys are using, learning tips, tricks, different weapon systems, different scopes, etc. Right? So I started shooting F class, the FTR class with a 308 back in Washington. What was this? Probably 2013. I started reloading around that same time too. Started reloading around 2011, 12. then started competitive shooting in like 13, I think. Did that for a couple years and shot some F class matches in Washington, shot some F class matches in Texas, some all just prone style matches, right? These are all just fixed position, prone on your belly in a bipod in a bag, um, 300, 600, and 1,000 yard paper matches. And then I discovered the PRS, the Precision Rifle Series. And I was in college at the time. Buddy of mine told me about it, and he was like, "Dude, let's go RO a match. Let's just go RO a match and see what it's all about." So we went and checked it out, and I set my F class gun. I built a PRS rig, set my F class gun in the gun safe, and honestly haven't even shot it since. Um, that was the biggest breakthrough for me was getting into the PRS. Now there's I've never run into a range director or a match director that wasn't willing to make, exceptions for props and stages, right? Like there might be a stage where there's five positions and three of the five positions I can't even get to, right? They're clear up here. Okay, repeat the position that you can reach five times in a row, or you know what I mean? Like they've let me make little, exceptions, right? I never really cared that much because I wasn't in it to like for the trophies. I wasn't in it for the picking up the check or the sponsorships or anything. I was just trying to be a better shooter so that I could be a better hunter. Um, but that was the biggest thing. So I started competing in like 2000. I guess I started competing in the PRS in like 2018. I think my first match was right at the tail end of 18, maybe even no, sorry, first very spring of 2019 was my first PRS match. Um, at the CCC shooting Texas Precision Matches in Navasota, Texas. Prentice Wink runs the matches up there. Super solid dude. Um, that was that was the breakthrough for me, and learning the dope, learning how to read wind, um, learning how to get that rifle steady, learning how to in all these weird little awkward positions, hunkered over, full, just any position you can think of. You got to wiggle your body in there and find a way to make that rifle and that rifle system steady and make place precise shots. And it's difficult because it's a timed event. And I still time out all the time. Like I go shoot matches and I'll time out on half of the stages that I shoot. But again, like I'm not out there going for the trophy or points or anything like that. So
Well, how would somebody who's wanting to get into that, how would they even look into it or what like
go do it. Just go shoot a match.
would you have to just
Every
look it up online and find
Oh yeah.
your local match and get after it?
Yeah, go. Well, okay, I can't speak for every because I haven't shot. Obviously, I haven't shot at every range in the country, every PRS range in the country. But every range that I have shot at, the match directors would have loaner rifles and have loaner rifles that newbies could, guys that are interested in the sport because it's an expensive sport. You're building a full custom rifle and turret and bipods and bags and like all the stuff and then the ammo and the reloading. Like it's an expensive sport, but if you're not sure if you want to get into it, there's loaner rifle programs at a lot of the ranges and a lot of the PRS matches. Um, Go to the precisionrifleseries.com or the NRL too. NRL matches are going to be a little bit more difficult just getting around from stage to stage generally. I've found that most of the PRS ranges are pretty accessible by wheelchair for the most part, again, with some help. Um, Go to the precisionrifleseries.com, go to the regional matches and find matches that are in your area. There's monthly matches all over the country. Regional matches. Call the match director, ask if they have a loaner rifle program. Tell them you're interested. You want to come shoot a match. Like, you're going to go out and you're going to get skull drugged for a while, right? Like you're going to go out there and you're going to be missing more than you hit and you're going to be getting frustrated, whatever it might, but it's fun. The learning curve, a lot of people hesitate to jump into that competitive shooting space, even able-bodied people, just because they're unsure. They don't know what they don't know, right? You just jump in and do it and figure it out. Like that learning curve is so steep for the first few months if you hit it really hard.
I've come to find out though, like no matter what you do in a wheelchair, there's a fat learning curve, dude. Like if you're experienced at it as an able body, get after it in a wheelchair. Like when I play freaking ping pong, dude. I'll play ping pong, but I'll make my friends on the other side and I'm like sit in the chair and don't move, and then we'll play ping pong. Let's see how good you are then, dude. And I smoke them every time, dude. So it's like no matter what you do in life, now that you're in a chair, I mean, there's gonna be a learning curve, but that's the thing is, like we talked about earlier, it's just about humbling yourself and sending it, dude. Get out
Yeah.
there, try it, figure it out, and then work your way up from there. And it is, it is what it is. You'll either like it and want to keep at it, or that's that.
Yeah. I would encourage anyone that's in a chair to go reach out and find a PRS match in the area and just go start learning how to shoot long range. It'll help you close the gap. And, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I would, encourage you to take unethical shots, right? Like I've been doing it for whatever, 7 years now. And like, I still know my limits. And it's funny. It's one of those things too, that the more I shoot competitively, the, the more I realize the actual limitations of my equipment and my ballistics, and especially when it comes to super windy conditions, right? I'm not going to encourage anyone to take unethical shots, but like just get out there and go shoot matches, man, and learn. Um, Also, side note, this I just thought of something. I've been wanting to for a while. I've been wanting to teach classes and find a facility where I could teach classes and teach guys how to shoot, guys in wheelchairs, and teach them how to shoot and get into positions and like do it from a chair. So if there's anyone out there listening to this that has interest in that, come find me on Instagram, hit me up, whatever. Um, I don't know when or how we're gonna do it yet, but I want to do it at some point. I think it would be rad. Even if it was like a
88
once a year
outdoorsman.
deal, we make it like a venue. Who?
Okay. 88 outdoorsman. I got a little phlegm in my throat. Sorry, bro.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd be
So,
psyched on that, dude. Just honestly, just to hang out and shoot, bro. But yeah, if you could, anytime I can learn from somebody who knows something more than me in any subject I'm interested in, I don't care. Let's do it, dude. I'll come out. I'll,
if we
I'll
could
fly
get
my ass
like,
out to Texas and we'll handle it.
if we could get a group of like, 8, 9, 10 guys that are interested in learning how to shoot long range, like I'm sure we could find. I know I could find a facility, around this area at least. Friends of mine that I've got guys that I've gotten to be friends with that run these different ranges that we could go set up like a little weekend shooting, just a little. Just it'd be fun. Just hang out,
Yeah,
shoot for a weekend,
chill with the
burn
boys and
some.
pull triggers, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
That's cool, man. Yeah, I'd be all about that, dude. If we could line some stuff up. I got some friends out in Texas that were in wheelchairs. Maybe we could put something together.
yeah. No, it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
Um,
Um,
so I got another thing. I want to hear you got a picture here on your Instagram of you with a pretty nice axis buck. I don't know if you don't know what an axis deer is. It looks like the baby Bambi out of their fur pattern that's brown with white dots all over it, but that's a full mature deer. That's just the pattern they have on their
mhm.
hide, but and then they have a cool different antler set. I'm thinking the deer is originally from India. Is that
Uh,
correct?
no, I want to say Eastern Europe actually.
Okay.
Eastern Europe. Black buck. I think black buck and aoudad are originally from India, but yeah,
Yeah, beautiful deer, and you're sitting in your coyote outrider rig. So let's hear the story behind this hunt, man.
yeah. So, my grandpa used to come down. Gosh, this was 2007, 16 maybe 16 or 17. My grandpa started coming down and going hunting with me in Texas, and I set him up to go with. It was like a friend of a friend that runs this hunting ranch or whatever. And my grandpa came down every year, every fall, and hunted and hunted at this place. And I'd go out there. Sometimes I'd hunt with him. Sometimes I would just tag along. And it was kind of like our special little getaway towards the end of his life. And he passed away last year, so this was my first time going back out there after he was passed, and which anyone listening, that my grandpa's probably one of the reasons I'm such a lunatic hunter too. I mean, that old man hunted all over the world. Like, I don't know. Every time I hung out with him, I heard place stories of places that he'd been that I didn't even know exist, you know?
Hell yeah.
Um,
Sick.
and so it was my first time going back out, and I don't know. I put together a muzzleloader this year, and uh, just gonna try to increase my odds of drawing tags in other states and stuff. So I put this muzzleloader together, and first time that I'd had my bike out on like a on a big game hunt. I went out bird hunting a few times over the year. I guess last winter, tail end of last winter, and then early this year. But first time on a big game hunt with it, and I wanted to kind of make it difficult. So I took my open sight smoke stick out there, and man, I don't know, not much of a story to tell. Like it was just a couple days, cruising around, creeping through the brush, trying to figure out how to get stable off of it, figure out how to get in position, how to carry my gun, carry my gear, carry my stuff on the bike. And I was kind of adamant on doing it, going out by myself, and wanting to just figure it out. My buddy Jose that manages this place, he was always like, "Hey man, if you want me to come with you this morning," I'm like, "Nope, I'm good. I'll give you a call when I get something down." And so I just cruising around, hiding out, figuring out how to, you know, get pulled up into the brush and make little hideouts with camo netting. And pull them out of my backpack and try to spread it around the bike and get my face mask up and just
The same
and then all right,
same route I use, brother. That
yep,
camo netting is legit. Yep.
yep. And
Throw
it's
it
so
right.
light and small. I mean, I could cover up myself and that coyote with a thing of camo netting that rolls up like
Yep.
into a little package like that. So.
Yeah, there's a cheat code for anyone listening who wants to get out there and hunt. Get some camo burlap netting, dude, and just that stuff could fit in a little backpack, knapsack, whatever you need, dude, and just bust it out and it'll flip right over top of you. Cover your entire chair, your entire whatever you're using, dude.
Yep. Yep. I use it for everything. Duck hunting. I mean, if we're in a duck blind, it's kind of spotty coverage. I'll whip it out, throw it over my feet, throw it over my legs, throw it over my wheels, because, I don't know what I got like white spokes on my wheels right now, like that's going to stick out like a sore thumb in a duck blind.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I don't know. It's not, I don't know, nothing, not like a super crazy cool story or anything. Just, it was just the first time that I got out and put it all together with my new, open sight muzzleloader and that coyote. It was pretty cool. Kind of back to the gear thing though, right? Like I found a bipod that works. For anyone listening, the MDT triple pull bipod. It's the most absurdly priced bipod I've ever seen in my life. They're ridiculous, but game changer. I can pull it together, extend it all the way out, and sitting from my chair, you're perfect height. You're not going to be able to. It's not tall enough to get up to make any like steep uphill shots, but pretty much any level flatland shots, even maybe slight uphill if you come down a little bit in the front or in the back. Sorry. Pretty cool bipod because it all folds right back up and folds right up onto the front of your rifle, and yeah, you can sit there and rip it out and extend it all the way down to the ground. Pretty cool piece of equipment that, again, I probably would have had a tough time smacking that axis down without it. Just easy, quick, being able to quickly deploy it. Um,
Sick, dude. I like
yeah,
it. Yeah, there's I'm gonna throw a quick little line in there. If anyone's really, I mean, looking into getting any kind of like bipods, tripods, stuff like that, I'm gonna throw those spill out there. But the company Tricer out of San Diego, they got a lot of really cool gear. Use code T8 for your discount. But anyway, they got a lot of really cool stuff too. If you guys are looking into bipods, tripods, bino holders for your spotting scopes, anything if you're trying to glass big game and stuff like that. So check out Tricer as well. But yeah, man, it's all about just, and you're only gonna learn how to hunt by going out there and figuring it out. Like
failing.
failing, dude. If there's no, well, there's really no such thing as failure. It's either you accomplish your goal or you learn a lesson. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not like you're, and if something doesn't work out correctly, like don't get bummed about it. handle it, pull your big boy pants up, learn from that mistake, and then figure out a way how you can ride around ride around that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, absolutely. No, you hit it on the head there, and that's I don't know. You're never going to get perfect at it. You're always learning. You're always making mistakes, and kind of back to the long range shooting thing too. Like that's one of the things I like about it is able-bodied or not, you could go dedicate the rest of your life to long range precision rifle shooting, and you'll never be the best. You're never going to be, you're always learning. Every time you go out, you're going to pick up something new. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to miss something in the wind. You're gonna shove your barrel in the through the you're gonna put your bag in the wrong position. You're gonna do something wrong every time you go out and shoot, especially when you're on the clock, right? And that's another thing I like about the competitive shooting aspect and relating it to hunting is that when we're hunting, we're on the clock, right? That buck steps out at 350 yards, 400 yards, whatever it is. If you have a solid position already, even if you already have a solid position and you are right there ready, you have sometimes seconds to make that shot, right? And then he turns and goes into the brush or whatever it is, right? So that competitive shooting aspect of it, pushing yourself against the clock, is huge, huge.
Another thing too I like about competitive shooting and stuff like that is it gets your heart racing. Your heart starts thumping, you know what I mean? When you got that clock going on, your heart will be thumping. Let me tell you guys, when you're in the woods and any kind of animal pops out, I don't care if it's a doe, if it's a fawn or what, your heartbeat is gonna start pumping, dude. And when it's time to pull trigger on any kind of animal, your heart's gonna be thumping out of your chest. I know I have friends who 30, 40 years into hunting career all over the world, and that's the reason they're still at it is because that adrenaline rush of just trying to calm yourself, putting yourselves in stressful situations. Like
Yep.
when I first started shooting archery, before I started my archery hunting, I would go and I would drink people say, oh, don't do this, but I would drink a Red Bull before I go to the archery range. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there shaking, my heart's thumping down to my chest. I'm trying to hit targets, dude. I don't know. I don't know if it worked or not. It's kind of talking about it sounds kind of stupid, but you just want to put yourselves into positions that are going to replicate what you're going to find in the field because yeah, no matter what, shooting paper targets and shooting live animals
Yeah.
aren't even close to
Yep.
the adrenaline rush. It's like you said,
Yep.
sometimes you have seconds, dude. If that wind turns the wrong way and they catch a whiff of you, you might have milliseconds before that animal just boom burns out of there. You know what I mean? And it's all over, and
Yeah.
then you're stuck realizing
Yeah.
you're an idiot and you're a clown and you should have did this, you should have did that, and it's all hindsight, but it's
Yeah.
why we do it, dude. It's so much fun. It's such an adrenaline rush, and it's a game of chess, dude. It really is. It's a game of chess, and I'm gonna those animals win more times than you do. So
Yep.
just know that.
Absolutely.
Know
No,
that.
the day you stop getting, or the day I stop getting buck fever is the day I'm gonna hang the guns up. Like I still get it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Could be a coyote, you know. You could be out hunting coyotes with a buddy and call a dog in, and I still get excited, you know.
Yeah,
Like,
my last hunt I was in South Texas, just out of Junction, Texas, and I'm sitting there in the blind and I forgot what I was doing, but I was looking down and then I looked up and there was a doe at the feeder. And this hunt I was on was I was out there to stack meat, fill my freezer. I wasn't out there to wait for giant bucks to walk in, you know what I mean? So like, oh shoot, I got all excited, got pumped. I've been waiting for, 5, 6 hours for something to roll through. This thing rolls through. I put my rifle up on the tripod, I get ready and I take a shot and lo and behold, I put my face way too close to the scope because I was so excited. The ricochet popped off and that gun popped off. It went straight back into my face and I just started leak. I cut my nose right in between my eyes and it was just leaking blood off the tip of my nose and I was just like gosh dang it, that's the third time in my hunting career I've done that. You think you'd learn after the first time,
Yeah.
but it's the adrenaline. That's why we do it. I love it. It's such an amazing feeling once you do accomplish that goal, especially in the
Yeah.
wheelchair, dude. It's like, you know, it's like what your doctor said. Oh, you're not gonna be able to hunt again. I'll send him a photo of you
Yeah.
with a big old
Piss
black
off. Watch
big
me,
toe.
man.
Yeah, because I had a doctor tell me the same thing. He looks at me and he goes, "Move your big toe." And I couldn't move my big toe. He goes, "Oh, you're never gonna walk again." And then just walked out the door. Didn't even have the balls to look me in the eye. I'm like, "All right, dude." I was pissed and I took it to heart, dude. So I was like, "All right, let's do this, dude." So then I just, started putting myself in tricky situations, and then you figure it out.
Yep.
It's not gonna come right off the bat.
You're gonna get bumps and bruises, and I don't know. I think one of the biggest things too is like keeping yourself in shape too. Like,
Oh yeah.
especially when it comes to like getting help from other people, right? Like, if you let yourself get out of shape and don't have self control, eat too much, whatever it is, like it's a lot harder to for your buddies to pick up a 250 pound dude than it is, like you're gonna become a lot more limited. And I don't know. I feel like especially in the last like 5 or 6 years for me, that's like especially in the last 5 or 6 years, I've really started honing in on my health and my diet and watching what I eat and stuff. Because, dude, I got hunts coming up. I have hunts that I'm planning on in the next 5 to 10 years that I can't go on if I have big open sores on my butt that I'm not taking care of. If pressure sores, if I have, if I just put an extra 20, 30 pounds on, like, you know, I'm not going to be able to go do those things if I let that happen. So, um, that's another big one, man. Like just keeping your body in shape, keeping yourself in check, like mentally, like it's tough. I mean, I say that I think I just ate a little thing of like almond cake, a little slice of almond cake right before we jumped on here, but like it's it's tough. It's tougher to do because I don't know about you, but I have a tough time finding a way to get my heart rate up um without burning out my shoulders. And
Mhm.
so exercise has turned into like just more preventative stuff, right? I'm exercising my shoulders and strengthening those muscles that I don't use to keep the rest of my shoulders intact so that I don't go out there and lift myself up into a pickup or a buggy or something and blow my shoulder out, like because that kind of stuff happens and it kills your hunting season, right? Like guys
Yep.
like us get a tear a shoulder out and it doesn't heal up in the 6 weeks that a normal person would because you're out there still using it every day
Yeah,
unless you just
you're
lay
here
in
for
bed.
months, months.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I love that you brought that up, man, because there was a time in my life too where I let depression get a hold of me, dude, and I just started eating and not caring, dude, and I got up to like 210, 215 pounds, and it got to a point where one day I was out doing something with my mom, and she couldn't help me up a curb, dude, because I was too fat, bro. I was a fat ass, dude, and I was like, all right. And it broke me, dude. It broke my heart and it just broke my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, how did I let this happen, dude? Got into the gym, dude. I'm a straight gym junkie now. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm in some of the best shape of my life, dude. And yeah, that's huge. It's just like because you're getting out there and you're gonna have to humble yourself and you're gonna have to ask for help to do stuff, dude. And like
Yep.
like you said, dude, it's at that point it's you've become a burden and not an asset. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When you're fat, dude. Don't be fat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it might not be politically correct to say, but don't be fat, man. Don't let yourself get there. Like you're better than that. Everyone's better than that. And
There's no
it's just a
political
matter of what's
correctness on this
important.
channel.
Huh?
There's no political correctness on this.
Okay, yeah, all right, good, good. Because yeah, man, I mean, it's like, it's a brutal reality. Like it sucks to hear, but the truth hurts. Like that's gonna limit you. And if that's all you ever want to do is sit on the couch and play video games, then dude, live your life, right? I don't think
Makes
there's
you
anyone
happy,
listening to
handle
this.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I don't think there's anyone listening to this that's in that mindset. But maybe there is. Maybe there's guys that are gonna be listening to this that want to start getting back out there that fell into a lazy state after their injury. But it's possible, man. And like I don't know, a really actually a good example of that too is I'm planning a mountain goat hunt right now in Alaska, and it's probably gonna be the toughest thing I've ever done since I've been in a chair. To talk to the guide, we found this lake that we're gonna fly into. I have to pack in. We're gonna have to pack in like a mile, mile and a half to where we're gonna build camp and just we're gonna find this. There's this ledge and we're gonna build camp there and sit there and we have this whole mountainside that these goats move up and down, right? And um, being able to shoot from 2 to 600 yards is going to be pretty crucial, right? And my brother's going to carry me in there. In fact, I should have brought it. I think it's in the back room. I this pack that the guys up in Anchorage, Alaska at Barney's Sports Chalet. His name is Kevin Dana. It's a meat shelf pack that he builds, and he put this pack together for me and made a couple modifications to it, and then I've since made a few more modifications, but it's a pack that I can get on, strap myself into the pack frame of it, and then I'm on my brother's back. And again, having people that are with you that are in shape that are able to do that, right? My brother's a stud. He's a little billy goat himself. Like he he's 170 pounds of just lean, pissed off muscle, and he's going to carry me in there. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be gnarly. But at 135 pounds where I'm at right now, it's totally doable. If I let myself gain 30 pounds between now and when we go, dude, my brother, that I'm putting that strain on my brother's knees. Like that's because he's too stubborn to tell me no, even if I did. But like, I got to think about him too, right? And you got to think about the other people that you're out there hunting with. Like when you let yourself get out of shape, like you are at that point putting a burden on other people if you have the ability to control it.
And you're not even necessarily put a building on other people. It's you're putting it on yourself too, dude. Like
Yeah.
transferring from your bed to your chair to your bed, or your chair to the commode chair, or whatever. Like all that shit gets really hard, dude. Like everything gets way harder when you let yourself go and you get fat. You're like, it is what it is. Stay in shape. You're gonna live longer. You're gonna be able to do a lot funner stuff and get out there a lot. Life just opens up, dude, when you realize that it's short and you have to make the most of it, because no matter what, it's the one thing that we could all bank on, is that it doesn't last forever, dude. And
Yeah.
if you're gonna don't sit on I recommend don't sit on the couch and let it pass you by.
Yeah.
Reach out to people, reach out to other, there's so many ranches out there who do disabled hunting, and like
A
they'll
lot of
open
cool organizations too that do
dude,
different state stuff, state tags, the Wyoming disabled hunters, I think Nevada outdoorsmen of
Nevada.
wheelchairs,
Yep. Yep.
all super solid
Wyoming.
organizations.
Wyoming has one.
Yep.
Uh, Yeah, they're out there. Just go online and type in disabled hunting organizations or disabled hunting. Just start putting in work and find them. And another cool thing is too is, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but every single state in the United States offers a shoot from a car permit if you have a disability. So if you
Yep.
have a disability, you have to get this permit printed off of the website, go to your doctor. Your doctor's going to have to sign it, and then you're going to have to mail that physical letter to the state you're wanting to obtain a shoot from a car hunt.
In
Uh,
some states, it's not a short process. So, like, if you're planning on hunting, like right now, if you're planning on hunting in another state next fall, in fall of 2026, get on that shit now because
on it.
I've run into some states where it's a 2 day turnaround on paperwork, and they're like, "Oh, boom, you're validated." And I've seen other states like, oh man, off the top of my head, I think it might have been Montana. I think Montana was one of the slower ones, if I remember right. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So get on it as soon as you can. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you know what I mean? Like we all like getting in the woods, sitting in the blinds, hunting over, brushing ourselves in, but I've harvested plenty of great animals from a car. You know what I mean? There's a stigma out there like, oh, car hunters, da 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 da, this and that. But I don't care, dude. I'm out there to put food in my freezer. I'm not trying to make people happy. I'm trying to
yeah,
accomplish goals and get critters on the ground. Like I said, like I went from looking for the biggest, baddest animal to now I just want food in the freezer, dude. Like bomb
Yeah.
food, good lean meat, and so get on those state websites, get those applications filled out for those shoot from I think they're called mobility permits. It allows you to shoot from any four-wheeled vehicle.
Yep.
So get
Yeah.
after that and yeah, that's the deed. Get it done.
Yeah. No, you mentioned something else too, like not to get like dark about it, but you mentioned like life's short. Last year I had a pretty bad run with some infections, and it was, I think, long story short, over the course of about 7 months, I had cellulitis infections in my foot just from stuff in between my toes, from the pressure socks, not, leaving that dry environment or whatever. I got infections in my foot, and then I got on antibiotics for that, and then I got a bladder infection, and then another foot infection, and a bladder, and then to the point where like the antibiotics just like weren't working, and I don't think I was anywhere close to being septic, but like it scared the shit out of me. Like
Hmm.
I was on antibiotics, like I would be on for a week and then off for a week, on for a week with a new one. It just like that for like 6 months, dude, and it scared the shit out of me.
Been there,
Honestly,
been there.
completely reframed my mindset. Like there's a lot of hunts and a lot of trips and things that I've always told myself, like I'm gonna wait until I can quote unquote afford that later in life. But stuff that like, yeah, I could swing now, but probably if you asked a financial advisor, you ask Dave Ramsey, he's probably going to tell you it was a stupid financial move. But you know what? Like, we're not going to be here forever. So, like, if you can afford to go do that stuff, put a big asterisk by this. This is not financial advice, right? But like, go do that stuff, man. Like, go do it while you can. Like stuff like that mountain goat hunt. 10,
Yeah,
15 years from now, when I can quote unquote afford it, I don't know that I'm going to be able, my body is going to be able to
physically.
be away from medical attention for a solid 12 days or 10 days or whatever it is, right? Like we're going to be on a mountaintop out of service for 10 days. I don't think I can do that, or I shouldn't say I don't think. I don't know if I'll be able to do that in 10 years. Where's my body going to be? Don't know. Like if you could do that stuff now, go, man.
Yeah, 100%. I've been in that same mindset. I've been saving up for a dream hunt, dude. I'm going to do an Alaska moose, man. I got everything ready to go, and I'm talking with outfitters because that was the same thing, man. It's like, 'cause I'm 37 now, dude. And I'm like, how many more years can I physically or like
Yep.
healthily pull this off, dude? Because it's gonna
Yeah.
come to a point where we put way more demand on our bodies than physical or than able-bodied people do. So it's
Yep.
do it while you can. Stop. Don't let life pass you by. Get
But at
on.
the same time, like take care of yourself too, like there's actually one of the only notes that I wrote down before jumping on here was some of the things that like don't, that you need to take with you when you go on these trips, right? Like I don't know about you, but when I go camping somewhere, if I'm going on a trip where we're sleeping in tents, like go spend the money on a good like air cell thermarest mattress, right? Like don't let yourself go out there and get sores.
Mm-mm.
Don't be dumb. Like don't
Yeah.
take care of your body, take care of your skin. Um, if you have to go to the bathroom, like don't hold it in all day long just because you don't want to be an inconvenience to someone and you're all sitting in close quarters. Like you need to, being a paraplegic, like you got to drain your bladder, man. You don't let that stuff sit in there. You're going to get an infection, like take care of your body. Don't put,
100%, bro. I'm in the same boat. All my hunts I go, I have a big purple suitcase, I bring a commode chair, I bring two bags, like big silver bags full of cats. I bring all your everything you need at home to survive. You have to bring it out with you, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah,
yeah,
you can cut down here and there. You obviously don't want to be carrying a bunch of weight into your hunt, but yeah, man, I'm just that's the last thing you need. It's like you spend all this time working up to a sick hunt only for you to, blow it and then be down for the next 6 weeks once you're home, dude. It's not
yeah.
worth
Or
it.
have your hunt cut short, you know?
Yeah.
I've been places before where I had to go run into an ER and get a stint of antibiotics because popped a bladder infection while I was out there, you know,
Yeah.
whether that was lack of paying attention to myself or whether it was just, you know, a change in environment and the water I was drinking. I don't know. But that stuff happens. Like, be prepared for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Another
one
thing
that
too is like my doctor, I don't know if all doctors will do this, but like because I have on average once to twice a year, I have those recurring UTIs just because of the nature of, you know, catheters. Like, dude, go talk to your regular care physician, ask them to get you, you know, look at whatever, you know, look at whatever antibiotic it is that you're, sorry, my camera's popped off. Look at whatever antibiotic it is that you normally need and have them just preemptively write you a script for it and keep it with you when you travel, you know, like
yeah.
we know our bodies well enough, most of us, that it's like, you know, you know what's going on. If you get a UTI, you know what it smells like, you know what the issue is. Like, that's the kind of stuff that just you kind of have to like think ahead and prepare for to keep from cutting your hunts short.
Prepare for the worst and hope for the best, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm glad you're bringing up these topics, dude. You know, not a lot of people are open to these topics, dude, and it's 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 reality, you know what I mean? And like I said with me, like I have a truck. I got a 22 Tacoma truck and I spent some extra money on it. I got some off-road kit. I got an off-road gear put on it, but I have a suitcase. I throw my medical suitcase in there, dude, and some of the most scenic shits I've ever had in my life, dude. I've been out in the backcountry, dude, just sitting on my commode chair, and people are like, "Are you done, dude?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm freaking looking at the scenery. Leave me alone, dude." Like, I was out elk hunting in Arizona on the Mogollon Rim, northern Arizona, on a cow elk hunt, and I'm sitting there taking a dump, dude, and it starts hailing and snowing. I'm sitting there getting pelted with hail and with snow. It was the coolest thing. I was just laughing, dude. I'm like, what are the freaking odds? I'm sitting in the woods with my pants around my ankles. I'm not getting up
Yeah.
anytime soon, dude. And once you like in a paraplegic, when you start taking a shit, you can't just stop and get up and freaking hold it
Yeah.
in, bro. You're after it, dude. So I was just sitting there just getting blasted with the hail is accumulating on my face. I'm just sitting there cracking up, dude. It's like you're only gonna have these and like that's the thing too. If you come across like a crappy situation, it's like a year down the line and you look back on that situation, you're gonna laugh about it, dude. It's all
Yeah.
if it in the moment you're bummed, dude, but that's life. It's all about how you react to your scenarios you're put in, dude. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Our bodies are already busted. It's like, yeah, it sucks. Get over it, dude.
Yeah.
Like it ain't gonna get any better, bro. Get
Yeah.
after it.
No, spot on. It does. Life sucks. That was one of the things that was like I don't know, last couple years I've really begun to, especially after what happened last year to me with with those infections and stuff, you know, like I realized that life just sucks every day. And once you realize that, like you get a lot happier, you know? Like it
Yeah,
does. Like life in a chair sucks. It's gonna be tough. Every day is gonna be freaking hard. You're gonna be irritated. Like get over it. Get over yourself and just go do cool shit.
exactly. Get after it and handle it and handle your business, dude. No matter what, no matter if you want to get out in the field and you want to hunt, you're gonna come across crappy situations, bro, that are either gonna make you or break you. And it's those ones who are out there harvesting all the animals that laugh it off, dude.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
realize
Which
it is what it
also
is.
comes back to like like we were talking about at the very beginning, you know, the people that you surround yourself with and the guys that you're going out on these hunts with. Like nobody wants to go be stuck in a tent for a week. You know, let's say you go plan your moose trip to Alaska, you know, and let's say it rains on you the entire time you're there and you don't even see a single moose. Like, do you want to be stuck in the tent with someone that has a piss poor attitude all week? Or do you want dudes there that are going to be playing cards, having fun around a lantern and passing a bottle of whiskey back and forth? Like, what do you want? Who do you want with you, man? Like the people that you pick and choose to go on hunt trips with, that's what makes it right there.
Right, 100%. Right on, brother. Well, we're coming towards the end of this, dude. I want to, if you know any plugs for people who take people in wheelchairs hunting, I'm gonna throw Disabled Outdoorsman USA. If you're in a wheelchair and you're interested, or you have a disability and you're interested in going on a hunt in the Texas area, hit them up.
Hmm.
Hit up Disabled Outdoorsman Utah. They have a cool one. I think there's one in South Carolina as well. Um, do you have any off the top of your mind where people can contact and go hunt?
Yeah. Another Texas guy. He's actually like 45 minutes from me in El Campo, Texas. Chadwell Aguirre with Able Outdoors.
I know Chad, we're
Um,
friends. I'm gonna have him on the
Chad's,
show here next week.
are you really? Yeah, Chad's a
Yeah,
baller. He's a
yeah,
cool
he's gonna
dude.
be on Tuesday.
Chad is awesome. So he's a bird hunter, man. He's a bird hunting fool. He loves duck hunting, loves dove. Um, he has guys out every year. Hit him up. Um,
Nevada Outdoorsman.
Nevada,
Wheel,
Wyoming.
yeah, wheelchair outdoorsman in Wyoming, all those guys, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and there's
they're
also a lot of states that have tags, that you have to be, which this is kind of, I know you need to cut it off, we need to wrap it up, but there's a lot of, don't want to get too far into it, but there's a lot of tags that states issue for disabled hunters. And you're in a pool with generally, for the most part, now there of course are a lot of people that take advantage of the system that have wiggled their way in as a disabled hunter that really shouldn't be in there. But there's a lot of states that issue tags that you're going to be putting in a lot smaller pool than you would otherwise. Go do your research, man. It's all on the internet. It's
yeah,
out there.
yeah. The state of Arizona has a champ pass
Yep.
that I apply into, so I know exactly what you're talking about. But right on, bro. On this page, I don't know about you, but I give all the glory to God, dude. And in my entire life, I don't know where I'd be without him. So at the end of every show, I'm gonna pray it out. So if you don't mind, bro,
Yeah.
you can enjoy it or
Spot
not.
on.
Father God, thank you so much for this opportunity to talk with Dylan, Lord. Thank you for the wisdom and knowledge that he's brought to the show. Lord, I pray that those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, Lord God, even if they can't see or hear, Lord God, because that's why the show exists, Lord, I pray that you would bless them with this podcast, Lord, and just that they would be able to find the answers that they seek, God, and that they could get out there and enjoy your creation the way we have been blessed and the way we have figured out to do it, Lord. Guide our hearts and use us for your glory. In your son's name. Amen.
Amen, brother. Hey, thanks for having me on. Stay in touch. Again, anyone hit me up. Come find me on Instagram.
Yeah,
Ask all the questions.
shoot us
Gear.
your Instagram right now. How do we get a hold of you?
It is what is it? Dillon Duncan. That's all it is. First name, last name. Dillon Duncan. Go find me. If you have questions about gear, eh, anything at all, hunting, fishing, just getting outside, and let's definitely work on putting something together for a little little fun shooting weekend, and teach some guys how to shoot. That'd be fun.
I'm all about that. All about it. All
Let's
right,
do
brother.
it.
Thank you for coming on the show, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Go.